The death of Khalid Ibn al-Walid, R.A. Khalid Ibn al-Walid, R.A., famously known as Sayf Allah, the Sword of Allah, was one of the most brilliant military strategists in Islamic history. He played a crucial role in the early expansion of Islam, leading victorious campaigns against the Byzantine and Persian empires. Despite his unmatched battlefield success, he died not in combat, but from illness or natural causes in 642 CE, 21 AH, in Homs, Emesa, Syria. Context. Before his death, despite his legendary status, during the caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab, R.A., Khalid was dismissed as a military commander, reportedly to prevent people from attributing victories to him rather than to Allah. Though this was a deeply emotional moment for him, Khalid accepted the decision with patience and continued to serve as a soldier without seeking leadership. In his final years, Khalid resided in Homs, Syria, away from the battlefield. He lived humbly despite his previous conquests and immense contributions to Islam. His final moments on his deathbed, Khalid ibn al-Walid expressed his sorrow that he was not granted martyrdom in battle. His body bore countless scars from battles, sword, wounds, arrow piercings, and spear stabs. Yet he was destined to die a natural death. His famous words reflect his frustration. "I have fought in so many battles, and there is not a single inch on my body that has not been wounded by a sword, a spear, or an arrow. Yet, here I am, dying on my bed like a camel dies. May the eyes of cowards never find rest." Despite longing for martyrdom, he accepted his fate, understanding that his role in Allah's plan had been fulfilled. He is said to have spent his final moments in prayer and remembrance of Allah. His modest wealth at the time of death, despite being one of the greatest military commanders, Khalid ibn al-Walid left behind very little material wealth. According to historical accounts, upon his death, he owned only his horse, his weapons, sword, and armor. A small sum of money. This illustrates his humility and dedication to the service of Islam, rather than personal riches. Burial and legacy. Khalid Ibn al-Walid was buried in Homs, Syria, where his tomb remains an important historical site. His passing was deeply mourned, especially by those who had fought alongside him. When Umar ibn al-Khattab, R.A., heard of his death, he is reported to have said, "Women will no longer give birth to the likes of Khalid ibn al-Walid." His death marked the end of an era of military brilliance, but his legacy continues to inspire Muslims worldwide. The legacy of Khalid ibn al-Walid, even though he did not die in battle, Khalid ibn al-Walid's title, the Sword of Allah, ensures that his contributions to Islam remain eternal. His victories paved the way for the rapid expansion of the Islamic Caliphate, and his name continues to be remembered with honor and respect. Key takeaways from his death. He fought in over 100 battles, but died on his bed. His death reminds us that martyrdom is not the only path to greatness in Islam. Service to Allah in any form is valuable. Despite being a commander, he lived and died humbly. His legacy as a warrior, strategist, and devoted Muslim remains unmatched. May Allah grant him the highest place in Jannah. Ameen.